Hi guys, good morning. It's me, your man, Robert Ugiagbe. And don't skip this video. There's something that I want to quickly say. How many of us, we African people, especially with the youth, knows very well that our oil and our natural resources is being looted out every day by the Western superpowers who are here in Africa that always preach about democracy, that always talks about how good they are, that always greenwash everything about them, not knowing that they are here in Africa to destroy us and kill us on a daily basis, which they have been doing ever since 700 years to 800 years ago, since they stepped their foot here in Africa. How many of us knows about that? Not all of us. Not all of us really know about that. Especially in Nigeria, there's a place called Delta State in Nigeria, and there's also a place called Warri Delta State in Nigeria, and that's the place. That's one of the places Nigerian crude oil always comes from. Do you know that European people laid a pipeline in Warri Delta State in Nigeria straight to Europe that passed through the Niger country straight to Europe, straight to Morocco, from Morocco to Europe? You see, we are always complaining in the country that everywhere is hard, government is bad, this, that. Not knowing that the white man is busy stealing our natural resources, while they make us to complain like rats and kill ourselves like chickens. They are busy looting all the natural resources, looting everything that is possibly to be looted. Do you also know that the insecurity in Africa is being caused by these people who are looting us? Yeah, it's being caused by them, because when a nation is peaceful, it's almost impossible to be looted. But when the nation is in conflict, or when the nation is in any crisis, it's very, very possible to be looted. They can loot a nation that is in conflict or in crisis, just like what they do to Libya, Iraq, and all of that countries that is being looted up to this very moment. Well, the first thing they do, if you have any valuable natural resources, the first thing they do, they will turn the people against the current leader who doesn't want to accept and agree by their Western rules. Yeah, who doesn't want to accept and agree by their Western rules. They will turn the people of that country against that leader. And the leader will be killed or will be overthrown. Once the leader is being overthrown and killed, the next thing they do, they will also use some certain amount of people, some certain amount of talks that was paid to install a new leader that's going to accept and agree by their Western rules of exploitation in the continent. So once they have been able to carry that out, they will start looting the continent, looting the country off, looting everything, taking everything away. That's what they have been doing ever since they stepped their foot here in this continent. And right now, a lot of we African youth are getting to notice that what was said to us that was meant to be true is not true. Because any leader who tries to fight against them, is that the leader gets assassinated, or the so-called BBC, which is the Western media in Africa, will start telling false news about the leader, just like what they are telling against the Prophet TB Joshua, who just died 2 to 3 years ago. You see, anybody who's trying to unite Africa, to bring African people together, these Western people are always against them. Because, you know why? I'm not surprised, because if a thief is looting the country, in order for that thief to keep looting and stealing from that country for a very long time, the only way he can do it is to is to misinformation the people, like to send the wrong information against the people, so that the people can always think that they are the problem of themselves, not knowing that the thieves, the white thieves, are the problem of the country. We African youth, we African people, we African citizens, we have to wake up. It's time we wake up and realize the position where we are. It's time we wake up to start doing what we are expecting God Almighty to come and do for us. Because religion here in Africa has been used to send a wrong information to the black people that lives right here in Africa. That's the major problem we're having, is the so-called religion they brought to Africa. Because nobody is now following the holiness and righteousness part of religion. We are all now following the path of prosperity and favor from God. While we know very well that favor can only come from God if we use our hand to work and build something for ourselves. It's our time Africa start thinking of themselves, start doing what we are expecting the white people to do for us. If you thank you very much. If you still watch me to this very extent, I thank you so much for watching me to this very extent, for the people who are watching me. And there's also one other thing that I really like us to say too. You see, in this continent, it always happened that anybody who tried to stand up for the truth, stand against all falsehood here in Africa, is either it got banned or get eliminated. Even me that is talking right now, there's a point where I'm going to talk up to, like, by the time I start getting a lot of audience while I'm saying these things that I'm saying, I'll get banned. Yeah, I'll get banned, because this social media and this news media that you and I are consuming every day is being used against us. Whenever we are doing something that's going to destroy us on social media doesn't ban anybody. It won't ban you. But whenever you're doing something to help the continent, to build up the continent, to liberate the mindset of the mentally enslaved people here in this continent, then the social media will start going against you. They will tell you that you are misinformation the people. You are telling the people false news. That is to say that all these things that is being placed here in Africa for us to be using is being used against us. It's for us to use and destroy ourselves. That's how the white people programmed it. It's that time we wake up with Africa. Whether you like it or not, we are being colonized, and Africa is not free. The so-called independence that they gave Africa in the year 1960, that was just a pack of continuation of colonization. That wasn't an independence. It was just a pack of continuation of colonization. Because the reason why they brought about the independence is because the old system they were using to loot the country was no longer working, and it was somehow. So they have to come and pick some African people, some African young men, take them to the United States of America to go and make them to study their own way and bring them back here to Africa to start fighting for the so-called independence. It was just a pack of continuation of colonization. That wasn't an independence. That's why you see Africa is still suffering until today. Because if it's truly an independent, how can a country that's totally independent still keep on suffering? It's impossible. An independent country can never be suffering. A corrupt leader in the country can destroy a country, but he can never destroy it for a long time. But an imperialist or a colonialist in the country can destroy the country for a very long time and still keep on destroying it. We Africa just have to wake up. We have to realize that we are being enslaved, we are being colonized, and we are being imperialized here in our continent. That is the reason why we are suffering. And the only way to get out from the problem, we have to liberate our mind. First of all, know the truth, know what is going on. Because the only way you can solve a problem is for you to know the source of the problem. What is happening? What is making the problem happen? Like, what is generating this problem? Who is the cause of the problem? You have to first of all know the cause of the problem before you can start seeking for solution of the problem. And this is one of the biggest problems that we African people are facing. 80% of Africa doesn't even really know what is going on. 80% of Africa are still keeping on blaming the African leaders for their mismanagement of natural resources, not knowing that the white people are the one making them to mismanage the natural resources, because they work as a puppet to the Western superpowers, which are the white people that are looting and colonizing Africa. We just have to wake up. First of all, let us set our mind free from this self-hatred and mental slavery. Let us know what is going on, and let's seek a better solution to it. We have to come together and be united. And that can only happen if we liberate our mind and set ourselves free from mental slavery and come together in unity to create a free trade area for Africa, to break all the African barriers and African borders that was set upon Africa in 1886 at the Berlin Conference. So right now we have to make sure that we set ourselves free from all those things. I know that if you still watch me to this very extent, I know that a lot of you are finding this very, very kind of like untruthful, because it sounds so kind of like it sounds weird to you because you haven't heard it before. But that's just the reality. Anybody who's trying to talk truth and talk something to help the black people, the blacks' mind be liberated, is always being gold against, because why? The Western superpowers are in control of the country, are in control of the continent. We Africa have to wake up. We have to start loving ourselves. Whether we like it or not, we are in the problem. And the only solution is to us to come together and unite and form a United States of Africa. If you still watch to this very extent, I would like you to please, whichever way you're watching me from, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, subscribe or follow me for more videos. Thank you very much. You have to follow me so that you can always get a lot of videos like this from me all the time. Thank you very much. I'll see you in just a few hours from now. Thank you.